Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the A-Listers podcast. This is Catherine Rowe, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Jahsleighe Rochelle. Jahsleighe, what's going on with you this week? What's your Oscar? What's your Razzie of the week?
Thank you for asking, Catherine. I would say, well, okay, the obvious Oscar is that I actually visited you and some other people in New York City on a little impromptu trip this this past week, and it was such a delight. I haven't been back to the city since I moved, and so it was so much fun. I just dilly dallied and we did a lot of fun things. So yeah, but that's an obvious Oscar. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to choose another Oscar. I would say my not obvious Oscar is that I found some local honey, which is much needed. I was on the hunt for some local honey, mainly because it is spring or springtime is approaching and pollen season is about to approach. And
Mm-hmm.
so a trick that I have been doing for the last couple of years is like making sure that I kind of incorporate local honey um, leading up to like pollen season
Mm-hmm.
to help with my allergies. And I feel like it's been working. Like I really haven't been affected by allergies in the last couple of years. And so moving to Georgia, I'm like, I gotta find some local honey because I'm like, it's getting warm. And I found some today. So I was on a little hunt. I was getting a little worried because every time I would go outside, I'm like, it's getting warmer. And then one morning I woke up having a few sneezes and I'm like, this is not good. So
Mm-hmm.
I found some local honey. So hopefully the local bees did their thing. And so I will not be affected by the pollen too much. So that's definitely an Oscar. Let's see, a Razzie of my week is that I got a traffic ticket.
What? What'd you do? Speeding or?
I got no. Everybody has been asking me that hasn't been speeding. Well, everybody, including my mom and my dad. Um, but no, I didn't fully stop at a stop sign.
Mm.
I
You're a
I
criminal?
was on the way. I was on the way somewhere and you know what? In my head I was like, oh, this is a road with a bunch of stop signs. And so I slowed down, but shortly after I slowed down, I
Mm-hmm.
heard the lights and I was like, oh, maybe he's going somewhere. And then I was like, oh wait, no, he's stopping me.
Mm.
Yeah. And he was like, I'm not even incognito. He was like, I was standing right there. And I was like, I know. So but now I have learned my lesson. I have been coming to a complete stop. So yes. So
Mm.
just in case if anybody was wondering how, what's my driving like,
Mm-hmm.
I am pretty good. So yeah, but other than that, I would say my Rotten Tomato score it's probably about a 95. The New York trip really upped it for me. Yeah. What about you?
That's good. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think my probably same obvious Oscar of the week was you coming into town, and then us being able to go to, yeah, so we were able to go to a media screening of Project Hail Mary, which we're going to be talking about today. And that was just really fun. It was really cool to be able to go see that together, go see a movie together again. So it was really
I
good.
know.
Yeah, really good, like 36 hours of seeing you and stuff. Um, and then
You're like, not that I was counting or anything.
yeah, I have it down to the minute. And then my other Oscar of the week is we went down to South Carolina this weekend to visit my partner's father who lives down there, and it was just a really good weekend. It was really relaxing. I took some time off work and just had some like spring break kind of time. Um, but yeah, no, it was a really, really great weekend. Went golfing for the first time. I was telling you that a little bit beforehand, but it was really fun to try that out.
Yeah.
I'm probably honestly I had a really good week. It might be like a 98, you
Okay.
know?
So
Yeah.
good. You don't even have a Razzie?
I don't think I have a Razzie. I was trying to think of that. I think I just have two Oscars this week, no Razzies. Yeah.
Ooh.
Did not have
Wow.
yeah, there was nothing bad that happened in my week. I got to see you. We got to go to the movies.
Yeah.
Took time off work.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
It was a good time.
I love a good week.
My Razzie, other people would probably say my Razzie is my ability to not golf or not be able to like hit a golf ball.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no. So it was a really good week. But so we both had busy weeks. What were you able to watch anything this week? I know you were maybe do some Oscars watch or what's going on.
Yes. We both had allegedly busy weeks. I don't know if my week was too
Mm.
busy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm still watching the JFK and JFK Jr. and CBK love story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one episode's releasing like every week, so
Okay. I didn't know
that's
that.
that's still pretty good. They had the wedding episode this past week, and yeah, I don't think that I'm watching the show and being like, this is goals,
Yeah.
but I am interested in it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I say that just because they had their wedding in like a small chapel, in South Georgia or coastal Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
but it was in September, and I just know it was
Ooh.
hot and humid, and the little chapel did not have AC. It didn't have electricity, let alone AC. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it was pretty hot and humid. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, that's been pretty good. And then let's see, I've also I watched The Secret Agent. I saw that AMC had a time that I could make. So I watched that, and that was pretty good. Yeah,
Mm.
I enjoyed that. I think I'm still reading. I printed out my Academy Award sheet, but I think I'm still reading for Sinners to Win.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen 7 out of 10, and I think I can watch Train Dreams and Frankenstein in the next couple of days. And then hopefully, maybe I'll rent Sentimental Value, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so been watching that love story, Secret Agent, and I feel like I've watched something else. Maybe not.
Bridgerton
Emily in
rewatch
Paris.
or
I watched Bridgerton. I think Benedict may be my favorite now. He's
okay.
he's quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I on TikTok I've gotten this thing where like people are like it's like all of Benedict's scenes from like
Mm-hmm.
previous seasons, and I'm like, wait, he's funny. I like him. I like
Yeah.
him a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I
Hey,
actually
ally. Yeah.
in in the background I've actually had but like started it from like season 1,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I like him. So, but yeah, what about you? What have you been watching?
Um, well, I watched a lot of hockey this weekend, and by watched, I mean it was
Okay.
on the TV while I was in the room. I did start the new season of Survivor, which is Survivor 50. It's the 50th season of Survivor. It's been on since 2000. And I'm really excited for it, but just started that. We started watching the premiere, and it's 3 hours, so we did not get through that. I was like, whew,
Mm.
y'all
Yeah,
gotta
that's a
make this a
lot.
little shorter. But yeah, and then so in movie news for this week, talking about Oscars, one of the front runners for one of the Oscars, Timothy Chalamet, and what I
Hmm.
don't believe is a recent interview. I think it's an old interview. Has made some bad waves among the opera and ballet community for making some negative remarks about opera and ballet. Did you see this
I
interview?
did. Okay. I saw the clip, but I need to rewatch the clip.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I did see what he said about ballet, or he said he called them a dying art, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I love a good ballet, so I'm like, no, I'm like, ugh, but I'm also like, they're really
Yeah.
trying to stay in business though, so
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like there was a show on Amazon Prime that came out recently, or came out like maybe last year or 2 years ago. And it was about like a ballet company in New York and a ballet company in Paris, and basically they like switch dancers because they're trying to up ticket sales because of low cost. and that got canceled because nobody was watching it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no. So, yeah, but I saw that. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, again, I don't think it's a new interview. I think someone was saying it was from a couple years ago, but I like understand what he was trying to say. Like, he doesn't want film and cinema
Yeah.
to be as like niche and inaccessible as opera and ballet. I also think though, if you are an artist and are in the arts, like you should not put down other art forms, and I don't think that you
Yeah.
should like talk negatively on them. Like I feel like that's
Hmm.
something maybe you talk about with your friends and you don't necessarily talk about in public.
Yeah.
Especially because he said in interviews that his family has been a part of the ballet for a long time. Like his grandmother and his mom, I think, were in the ballet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so,
Or at least like try to put like a positive spin on it a little
hmm
bit, or like not being like it's a dying art, but
hmm
like their ticket sales, could
yeah,
increase or something like that. Or, they could get more traction there, or they deserve more traction or something like that. So,
yeah. I think he definitely should have phrased it as
mm-hmm.
like they're so talented, they're very hardworking. Like I
Mm-hmm.
know how
Mm-hmm.
hard and amazing this art is. Like I know they've been struggling a little bit recently, but they're really amazing.
Yeah.
You guys should go see him. He was just kind of like, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw
They're
the
dying.
yeah, I don't know if you saw the joke on SNL about it though. Um, it was like Timothy Chalamet like makes says something about opera and ballet while promoting his movie about ping pong, and it was like, yeah, Timothy.
Yes.
Like,
On Weekend Update. Yes, I did see that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I thought that was just like a good summary of the whole situation.
I think the New York Times was like, and this is the most traction that ballet and opera has been getting. So it makes me sad because I personally love the ballet. I'm we need to go. Like I've been to Nutcracker. I cried at Swan Lake last summer. Let's keep going because they're very talented, but it
hmm
does make me sad when it doesn't. When a lot of ballet companies are like struggling.
hmm
So
Yeah.
so yeah, support the arts.
hmm
Support the arts.
Yeah, go see some shows.
Yeah.
And then today, in some casting news, they announced who's going to be playing Mother Gothel in the new
Mhm.
Rapunzel live action movie. They announced that it's going to be Katherine Hahn, who was a favorite fan casting. Yeah, I know I've seen a lot of people
Yeah.
wanting for that. But do you like that fan casting? Or do you
I
like that
do.
official casting?
I'm like a big fan of Katherine Hahn.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything she does, she like slays. And I feel like she's like one of those people that like I don't know, like she doesn't do too much attention, like she doesn't have too much like press around her, or like she doesn't like have too much attention revolving her, but like she slays every role that she's in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan of her. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
excited about that. What about you?
Yeah, I actually, when I first saw it, I thought that it was fake news, like on Twitter, because you know how there's like a pop base on Twitter. Well, there'll be like, or like a discussing film. There'll be like a discussing fish, like alternate Twitter account where
Mm-hmm.
they'll release like fake news. I thought it was one of those because she has been just like such fan casting. But no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. I think she's really amazing, and I think she's gonna do an amazing job. And I agree, she's been like consistently great since like
Mm-hmm.
she was in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah, she was also in like what Step Brothers. Like
Mhm.
she's been around. She was in
Yeah.
Bad Moms.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like
But
any
also I'm
comedy
not
in the
on.
last 20 years she was probably in. So
Yeah, yeah, and like she's like one of those characters where you're like, wait, she did that and that
mhm.
and that. Like so
Mhm.
good. But I haven't been on Twitter, and one of the reasons that I kind of deleted my Twitter account altogether was when just anybody can get like a verified
Yeah.
like blue check mark, and I'm like, wait, it's hard for me to tell
Mhm.
basically what's fake news and what is not fake
Yeah,
news.
it's
So
kind of a problem.
yeah, so I was like, it's time for me to head out. But
Yeah. No, I probably should just delete it, but here we are.
No, I like the tweets that you send me though.
Yeah.
So it's
See,
fine.
that's the thing. I'm the pillar in so many of my friends' lives because I'm like the sole survivor still on Twitter, and I just send the stuff that I see to
Yeah.
people. But so on this week's episode, we are going to be covering Project Hail Mary. And we are recording this a little bit early, but we're going to be releasing this when the movie comes out because, like we mentioned earlier, we did go see a media screening of it. So we got it's a behind the scenes, like we got to look ahead of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
because professional.
Exactly. Yeah, first media screening for the podcast. This is exciting.
Yeah. Woo! Only up from here to infinity and beyond.
Exactly. And so Project Hail Mary. So quick synopsis of this movie. Science teacher Ryland Grace wakes up on a spaceship light years from home with no recollection of who he is or how he got there. As his memory returns, he begins to uncover his mission, try to solve the riddle of the mysterious substance causing the sun to die out. He must call on his scientific knowledge and unorthodox ideas to save everything on Earth from extinction, but an unexpected friendship, shout out to Rocky, means he may not have to do it alone. So, this movie, we don't have all the stuff right now because the movie is not officially released to the public yet, but on the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, this is at 96% right now. Do you think it'll be that way in the popcorn meter, or where do you think it'll land with that?
I think it will be pretty compatible in the popcorn meter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like the people who might go see this movie like science, and so it will kind of stay consistent. This wasn't a bad movie, at all. But yeah, I feel like it might stay consistent with it. Maybe drop just a tad bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking like low 90s, like probably in the like 90, 92 range.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but so this movie is based off of a book by Andy Weir. Have you read the book? Did you like the book if you read it? Do you want to read the book or?
Let's start with I bought the book and then I brought it to New York. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, as I'm waiting for my plane, I will start reading the book. Long story short, a page did not see me. And I believe the book is at your apartment now.
Yes, it is at my apartment now.
Yes. So no, I did not read the book. But still a fan.
Did you see any of his other book to movies like The Martian or?
Unfortunately, I have not seen it. I just got an A-List account maybe a couple years ago. So, we're new to this.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I did read the book last year. I audiobooked it because I had.
Boo.
Okay, relax.
No
I had. I wasn't going to. I was just going to read it, but several people recommended it via audiobook. Like they said, the audiobook is like the better version of it.
Okay.
I really loved it. It's probably like one of my. I think it's top 5 of my books now. I think it's a really, really good book. Mm-hmm. And I haven't read The Martian, but I did watch that movie when it came out and really enjoyed it. But yeah, so then for the cast and crew of this movie, are you familiar with any of them? It was co-directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller.
I am familiar with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Who directed that? Was it Christopher Miller or Phil Lord on that one?
I think most of their stuff they've done joint. I think maybe Phil Lord's done a couple of separate things, but when I was looking at their stuff, it seems like a lot of it's been joint, so.
That's so cute. I love that for them. But Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs was a childhood favorite for sure. So I have seen that. I haven't seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That's a really good one. You would like that one.
Yeah. I need to watch it. And I think that's about it. But like I said, and I haven't seen the Lego movie, unfortunately.
You wouldn't.
Have you seen the Lego movie?
I haven't. I did like it. I don't know if it's worth your time. I don't know if I think that it's like maybe with your nieces. I think it's like a good kid movie. So
Okay. We'll wait till they grow up a little bit. So, and then we'll watch it. But yeah, but love Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. So, what about you? Are you a fan of Phil Lord and Christopher Miller? Are they just besties? Is that why they do
I
movies
don't
together?
know. Yeah, because normally it's like they're siblings or they're related when they're like a director pair. So I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
What's the Marvel, the Russo
The
brothers?
Russo brothers.
Because I know Marvel. Yeah. They usually do things together.
That was good. That was a good Marvel trivia. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I like all of the movies in that series so far. I've seen Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs probably when I was babysitting. So I like that one as well. But yeah, I didn't recognize their names or realize what they had done until I went and was looking at their Wikipedia page, and I was like, oh, I'm familiar with a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting that they switched from like a lot of animated movies into a live action one.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe. Oh yeah. I was like, well, maybe a lot of parts of this was animated, but I don't. And I'm like thinking about it, not too much. Maybe it's like special effects, but not necessarily
Yeah.
animation.
I think a lot of it was like physical sets. Like I think of a lot of what Ryan Gosling was in was a physical set. Obviously not when he was floating out in space, but a lot of this a lot of the spaceship. Okay, but and then the cast, Ryan Gosling, Sandra, I'm not 100% sure how to say her last name, Huller, Lionel Boyce. Anybody in the cast that you are familiar with or enjoy?
Honestly, all of them. Love. I really do like Ryan Gosling. I like him in The Notebook, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I also forgot that he was in like Remember the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
He was in of course Barbie, but he was in some other stuff.
La La
He was in a
Land.
lot. Yeah, La La Land.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him in La La Land. Recently, The Fall Guy. Him
Oh yeah,
and
the Fall
Winston
Guy.
Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff. I think maybe my favorite. Oh, he was also in Crazy Stupid Love.
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite Ryan Gosling movie though might have to be The Notebook.
Okay.
Maybe. Stay tuned though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But yeah. So I like him. I also like Sarah. Sarah, not sure how to pronounce her last name. Huller. But I like her. I like her in Sandra. Sorry. I like her. I like her in Anatomy of a Fall. That was a good movie. That was a really good movie.
That was a really good movie.
Yeah. Also like Lionel Boyce, and from The Bear.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had a campaign with Gap, and I used to live really close to Gap, and his picture was right there, and I used to wave to him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Project Hail Mary book
Just in
didn't
case
see
you-
your face, but the Lionel Gap ad certainly saw your face a lot of times.
What the Hail Mary book did see my face. I toted it with me. The inside of the book, different question. But the Gap, I mean, I was walking to different places. I was walking to work. I was walking to the grocery store, and it saw me.
Yeah.
It did see me. So shout out to Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
I wish him the best. I like him. I think he's cool. I didn't know he was in this movie. I was kind of surprised when I saw him in this movie. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he was in the trailers, if I just didn't notice him or wasn't paying attention, but I don't think I knew that he was in it either.
But it was a delightful surprise. Go Lionel.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? Any fans of any of the cast members?
Yeah, I like Ryan Gosling a lot. You know, it's funny that him and Rachel McAdams like dated and were in The Notebook together because they kind of have similar careers where they were in like a lot of stuff when they were young, and they've had really long lasting careers and then gotten into like some more serious stuff like as they've gotten older. But no, I like him a lot.
And they're both Canadian.
Oh, didn't even know that. They're both Canadian. My favorite Ryan Gosling movie, probably this one, but besides this one, honestly, I did really like him in Barbie. I thought he did really good in that.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was really good in this one. He was very likable in this one.
Yeah, he fit it perfectly. So,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
would say that too.
Which, fun fact, not to take your corner, but I did read that I think he was like the first casting choice for this movie. I think when they were putting it together and when Anywhere was like selling the rights and getting everything together for the movie, it seems like he was like their number one casting choice. I don't know if when he
Hmm.
wrote it, like if he had him in mind or not, but it seemed like Ryan Gosling was like attached to this movie the whole time. So,
Mm.
hmm
Okay. Well, nice.
hmm
Well,
yeah.
that's good. Good for him.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
same with Sarah Sandra. I really liked Anatomy of a Fall as well. I think she's a really really good actress. Saw her in The Zone of Interest as well the same year, which is a
Mm.
pretty intense movie, but she did really good in that as well. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, so moving on to the movie, what were your initial thoughts, or just kind of like a general overview? What did you think about the movie?
Honestly, I liked the movie. I thought it was very nice. I would say it was very like sciency,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel like it's good for some people. But I think one of the reasons why like I did have the book, but I'm like I probably won't read this book. It's a little thick,
Mm-hmm.
and it was pretty packed with science, and I was like, I think I'm good. But overall, like I actually really did like the movie. I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was like very like heartwarming, and it was like funny at some times. And I think Ryan Gosling did a good job of like being funny because he does have that like comedic relief. But I also feel like he was able to play kind of like the nerdy science geek very
Mm-hmm.
well, but also kind of like why am I here? Like, what is my like purpose for this? So, yeah, overall, I generally liked it. What about you? As someone who read the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved the movie. I thought it was really good. I thought that this was like as good of a movie adaptation of a book as you could get. They not only like followed the plot of the book really really well, but I thought they got the characterization down really well. Like he felt like Ryland Grace. Uh, Watching the movie like made me feel all the same things that I felt while I was reading the books. Like it was really funny, but it made me like think about humanity and like friendship and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I love the movie. It's a tad long. It's a tad long of a book,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of a long movie. It is a lot of science. Me personally, if it's too much science, I just like lulu la la in my head and just kind of like am like, yeah, okay.
Wait, what was your like favorite subject in school?
English.
I could see that. Mine may have been social studies, either social studies or math, maybe.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Um, I do think the author of the book and does a really good job of blending like science and character, and I think you really care about the character because sometimes in sci-fi movies, it's not always about the characters or what's going on, or you might not get as attached, but I think they do a really good job in this movie of making you care about Ryland Grace, Ryan Gosling's character, and then his
Mm-hmm.
his friendship with Rocky down the line as well. So I think I like this type of sci-fi movie where it's sci-fi with some comedic elements, um,
Mm-hmm.
and really focused on the characters. And like I just think with the science stuff, I think if you don't understand it, that's okay, and you can still understand what's happening in the movie. Um, Versus like sometimes other like highbrow sci-fi or like more intense fantasy or sci-fi movies, it's like it's very confusing if you don't get what's happening or like the plot doesn't make a lot of sense. Like I think you can kind of just like loosely follow some of the science and you still get the like you understand the friendship and like what's at stake.
Yeah, and yeah, it was definitely like followable. Like it wasn't too much science where you're like, I don't know what they're talking about. Like, what is this? Like, you definitely could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. But talking about like it being a sci-fi movie, do you generally like movies that are set in space, or like how do they make you feel whenever you're watching them? Like any particular type of way?
Hmm. Great question. I mean, the fact that I am entertained by Hallmark movies, I typically do not. I do not gravitate. You see that science?
I like
there?
that. I like that.
The gravity pull of sci-fi movies usually don't capture me, or I'm not. Okay, let me stop with the science. I usually don't catch them. I feel like the most science movies that I've watched are probably Marvel movies. However, I'm not like against them. I just usually don't really gravitate towards them. So, but I still find them pretty cool. You know, I don't think there will be my top genre.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll watch them. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, I love them. I love space as a setting. This whole this whole episode is just going to be like you being kind of neutral and positive, and me being super excited. No, I like space as a setting. I think that it can look really cool a lot of times. I think that it can be like really good horror sometimes, or like kind of stress inducing, just because I think space is just like a big mystery. We don't know what's out there. The concept of like you are trapped in a small space, and like, you know, as soon as you step outside you can die. And then I like movies like this and like Interstellar, and even Arrival, which is a movie set on Earth but deals a lot with aliens and sci-fi, because I think they ask a lot of questions like of humanity, and you know, in this movie it is asking a lot of questions about like what does it mean to sacrifice yourself, like what does it mean to like have a friendship, like what does that look like in someone's life, you know, what would you be willing to do for your friends or for your planet and stuff like that. So I think that's really interesting to like be asking those kind of questions while in the setting, and I just think it looks cool a lot of times. Like, if we're just being honest, I just like how it looks. So
yeah, and I would say it is good to kind of like with those questions of like what does it mean to sacrifice yourself, and like what would you do for your friends. I think it's good to watch it in a different setting. Like, I mean, like there multiple times you've seen, you know, someone take a bullet for someone, but like, would you go to space for me, you know? Or you know, you've seen it where like somebody befriends a dog or befriends a horse, but you haven't really seen where people befriend an alien. So it was nice to have like that different, those like same kind of like questions and character development and just like character traits, but in space. So yeah. Would you want to go in space?
I lean heavily towards no. I don't think it's like a hard no. Here's the thing. I don't want to be like, if they start making it common for like the everyday person to go in space, I don't want to do it for a couple years. Like, I don't want to be the first. I never want to be the first one, or like the first 100,000 people to go. Yeah. I like, once it's safe and secure,
you're not on the
I'll
Titanic.
go there. Absolutely not. They start selling like the Model T Ford. It's like, hit me up in 20 years, like when we have some car regulations.
20?
Or like a couple, but
okay.
So like eventually, but I don't need to like, you know, be Katy Perry going up out of the atmosphere and touching space. What about you? Would you go?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. No. When the other people who were on board and like you just see how it's like black out there. Yeah, no. Even like in elementary school when people are like, I want to be an astronaut. I was like, no, I want to be a teacher. Like, absolutely not. So, but have fun. It's also the kind of like debate of like, somebody was like, would you rather go to like the deep, like to the bottom of the ocean or to space? And I'm like, neither. So.
Yeah, I don't need to know what's going on down there or up there.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's gratitude week, and I am very grateful that I am where I am, right here on Earth, on the surface. Thank you.
It's like we have so much planet Earth. We don't need to go explore the oceans, guys.
It's like, okay. I haven't even been to Africa yet, and you want to send me to space? I gotta explore Zimbabwe first.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Bucket list items. But for a movie that is like half of it is set in space, it is not too much. It didn't seem to be like too much CGI or too much special effects. A lot of it was set within that physical set of with Ryan Gosling being in the spaceship. But when I was reading a little bit more about this, the cinematographer for this movie, Greg Fraser, I think is his name, he has done a lot of movies that I really like. He did both Dune movies. He did Rogue One. He did the Batman recently with Robert Pattinson. And I just thought this movie looked really good. Like I thought, because sometimes you do start watching something and you are like, I'm very aware that this person is just like floating in front of a green screen. But
no, I think it looked very good. It looked very good. Yeah. And also Ryan Gosling and his little nerdy t-shirts looked very good.
Yeah.
But no, I think on a serious note, I think he did a very good job with like how it looked and like you said, I don't know if it was like the technology, the IMAX, and how it was filmed, but like it looked very like nice and yeah, you also like you were just kind of like watching a film and you weren't really thinking like, oh, this is like fake or anything. So yeah, I think I really liked it. What other movies did he do? You said again?
He did the Dune movies, Dune 1 and 2.
Okay, Dune.
Yeah.
Is he going to do 3?
It seemed like it. I didn't read that in depth, but I mean, if he did the first 2, it seems like he'll probably do the third one. And then he did the most recent Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, which looked really good. And then Rogue One is a Star Wars movie, so I know you haven't seen it, but I really like the cinematography of that movie as well.
You know, I've seen the Star Wars movie with John Boyega.
Okay.
It was like the first Star Wars movie that kind of came back.
Yeah, the sequel ones, The Force Awakens, probably. That's a good one. I like that one. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Will you let us do a Star Wars movie for May the 4th? Be with you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, Devil Wears Prada 2 comes out May 1st, so.
Well,
we're gonna do a double duty.
I'm clipping you saying yes, and I will bring that back up if needed.
Sure.
No,
pick a Star Wars movie, we'll watch it.
Thank you. We can do double duty. I support that. But yeah, and then the other big, I think, kind of part of this movie that looked pretty good was Rocky, who is the alien that Ryan Gosling's character Grace befriends. So Grace's character goes out on a journey in a spaceship to help save Earth, and then he finds out that there's another spaceship with an alien who's trying to do the same thing for his species. And that character, Rocky, was another fun fact for you, came together through both puppeteering. So there was a team that puppeteers that were on set with Ryan Gosling every day, and then they also did some animation like on top of it, I think, for some of the things that he did that couldn't be fully puppeteered. But I thought he looked really good. Like, I didn't think it was too cheesy. I didn't think it looked like bad or anything. And I think that was probably the most important part of the movie to get down, besides Ryan Gosling, is because that's like the big thing in the book is like his friendship with Rocky. And I think that can be tough to like have chemistry with a puppet, but I think Ryan Gosling did a really good job. Like it felt very much like they were friends and that this was like someone that he like cared about. Even though it was just like a robot that you hear a voice coming out of a laptop. So what did you think about Rocky? Did you like him or?
I liked Rocky. I really did like Rocky. I think, like if I were to get a t-shirt, I would get Rocky on my t-shirt. Yeah, I thought their like friendship was very sweet. And it like, kind of like in Send Help, where they were stranded on an island, they were kind of like forced to be friends. I don't think it was necessarily like, I mean, yes, they were probably like forced to be friends, but like I feel like it was like a true friendship, and that they were really just trying to help each other's like planet and and help each other and and learn and try to solve this problem. But I have a fun fact for you, Catherine. So Ryan Gosling's daughters occasionally voiced his alien co-star Rocky.
Oh, that's cute.
And so and so he said that there was like some points where he was laughing in the movie, and he was just like so charmed by Rocky because it was actually his kids talking to him. and like helping him out, which was so sweet.
That is really
It's also
cute.
kind of hard to imagine Ryan Gosling with like kids. I don't
Yeah.
know if that.
Yeah. I feel like his family is so private that you don't really like see a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's really sweet. They were actually like kind of like talking to him. And I like the voice that they decided on for Rocky. I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a good
big
voice.
Rocky fan. It did kind of take me some time, honestly, while watching the movie that Rocky was named after like the movie Rocky. I thought he was named Rocky because he kind of looked like a rock. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow. So that was me. I was a little late to the game of putting two and two together.
A little bit of
That's
both.
all
I don't
right.
think you were wrong. I think you were right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Did you catch that his Rocky's like mate's name is Adrian and that's what Rocky's wife's name is in the movie? Did we catch that or
So I feel like I am disappointing all the movie lovers around here because I have not seen any of the Rocky movies. So I put that piece together faster than I put why he was named Rocky faster. But at first I was like, Adrian. I was like, why Adrian? And I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. So, have you seen the Rocky movies?
I have, yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
There's a
You
lot
know-
of them. You don't need to see all of them. Just like the first couple, and then you can just watch the Creed movies, honestly.
Okay.
So.
I was gonna say I have seen Creed though. I've seen all the Creeds. So I've basically seen it. Not really. I'm not gonna disrespect Rocky like that. I have in Philly though. I have done like the route that Rocky ran, and like the little at the steps of went to the Rocky steps. Yeah.
Did you feel like a pro
So-
boxer after that?
No, I walked.
That makes more sense.
It was like a work thing. Some people ran, some people walked. But yeah, but it was still pretty cool.
Very cool. Did you have any? This movie has some stressful moments. They're trying to save humanity. Did you have any I need a Siggy moment? Any part of this movie like really stress you out or?
Oof. I think the biggest part was so honestly it was like part of the facility blew up, and so they lost a couple of scientists and astronauts to go into space, and so Sandra, her character, was asking Ryan Gosling character, Ryland Grace, be like, hey, like we need you to go up to space, and he's like, no, I'm good. And so
Yeah.
I think that was like a big I need a Siggy moment, was like not only was like, okay, like they need to find somebody to go to space to help save the sun, but it's also kind of like in your head being like, wait, like would I do that? You know, they called it Project Hail Mary because it was a long shot, because like the people, they could get the people there. I mean, if they can get the people there, but you probably weren't going to come back. So you're definitely like sacrificing yourself. So it's like, would you just like sacrifice yourself being like, I'll do it for science, you know? Which is like, it's something to think about. He was like, absolutely not. And you can kind of like see why, but yeah, that was like a big, like, I need a sticky moment. What about you?
Yeah, no, that's a really good one because I think in the book and in the movie, that's a turn that differentiates this movie from other movies. Because I think in other movies or books, the main character would decide to like be a hero and be really brave and be like, yes, I'm going to sacrifice myself to save humanity, because he knows, Ryland Grace knows it's essentially a suicide mission. They won't be able to get back to Earth. But his character is like, no, I don't want to die. Like, I'd rather live 30 more years and essentially say, like, sacrifice planet Earth. So that's a really good one. I think also, too, anytime when he's out on space and he's on, like, his little bungee cord and it's, like, snapping and flying around. Specifically, like, halfway through the movie, there's this one scene where they're having to collect matter from outside and he's, like, having to get it back into that whole... I didn't like that part. Stressed me
Yeah.
out. Even though I knew it was happening, it really, I don't know. Because I was like, he could just snap off and then float away. And that's
Mm-hmm.
really stressful. So that
Yeah.
part made me really want to have a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think just touching on a little bit more about what you talked about, I think one of the main themes for this movie is what it means to be like a coward or what it means to be a hero. And
Mm.
kind of like you said, the main character at first decides no, he doesn't want to go on to the ship. And that's something that they're figuring out throughout the whole movie is he doesn't remember why he's on the ship. He just kind of assumes that he was brave and decided to sacrifice himself, and then he realizes that he actually wasn't, and he was drugged and he was
Yeah.
forced onto the ship by someone he probably considered his friend. But then later on in the movie, he does choose to be a hero and he chooses to be a good friend and he goes back to save Rocky and he saves Rocky's
Mm-hmm.
life and essentially like sacrifices his chance to return back to Earth. So I really like that. Like I really like that it showed that like I don't know. He was kind of like a coward, but you get it. Like I also am like if I was faced with the decision to go on a suicide mission,
Yeah.
it's like you would hope you would say yes, but I also don't know how many people would. like,
Yeah. I don't think I would say yes. I'd be like, no, no, thank you. I mean,
mm,
to be honest, I don't think I would really be put in the position.
they're not calling on us.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
also I don't think I have to worry about that anytime
Mm-hmm.
soon, but yeah, I like you could see why he would be like, "No, I'm good." Even if
Mm-hmm.
like I think they didn't touch about his family
Mm-hmm.
or like if he had significant others or anything, but still I would be like, "No, I'm good. Like
Mm-hmm.
I am a-okay." And they just put him on that ship.
Mm-hmm.
They just put him on there. But that was a moment. I was like, I don't know how ethical this is, but I'm gonna ignore it.
well, and that's I really like Sandra's character, which I can't remember what her name is right now, but I really like her character a lot because she's essentially tasked by all of the governments on Earth. Like she's given unlimited resources, unlimited power. Like nobody can say no to her
Mm-hmm.
to come up with a solution for why. And maybe we should have said this at the beginning, but the sun is slowly like cooling down. It's slowly being like taken over
Mm-hmm.
by this like foreign bacteria. So she's tasked with putting together a science team that's going to solve this. And her character throughout the book is like pretty cold because she's like, I have to
Mm-hmm.
save planet Earth. When Ryland Grace is like, well, you're doing this or that, or you're doing this to me, she's like, I have to think about the fact that like 3 billion people are gonna die if I don't do this. And
Mm-hmm.
I think in the movie too, especially like they have a sort of like friendship chemistry where you can see them really care about each other as they're going through this. And
Yeah.
I think she like has a really hard time with it, but she's like, I'm gonna save planet Earth and I'm gonna sacrifice your life and like put you on the spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you think there was gonna be like a little love interest going on there?
I mean,
Yeah.
when I was listening to the book, I think it's like it's not like implied. Like I don't think anything happened between them, but they definitely do
Mm.
have like a lot of chemistry. I think the movie more than the book like implied it. There's a lot of longing looks in the movie. Like they were staring at each other a
Yeah.
lot.
When she was singing "Sign of the Times."
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, is something gonna happen here that didn't happen in the book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guess when the whole Earth is dying, maybe you'd start looking at everybody around you. like,
Let me get in Lionel's view then. No, I'm joking.
oh, I did really like his character. He was really fun. I think it was Carl.
No, I did.
His name was Carl.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when Ryan in the beginning, Ryan Gosling was like, "Do we have a budget?" Or
Mm-hmm.
he was like, "We don't have a budget, but I
Mm-hmm.
do."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." But no, I liked his character.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, speaking of, I did catch some clips of SNL, but Harry Styles was in the like crowd, and Ryan
Mm-hmm.
Gosling, and like in his monologue, he was like, "Why is Harry Styles here?" And then they started singing like "Sign of the Times," and he was like, "Wait, Harry Styles sings this song." But anyway, it was kind of funny.
So another big part of this book and movie is the friendship that develops between Grace and Rocky. Which also, I don't know if this is true, but it's Hail Mary full of grace is the full saying of that thing. And is that like why he was named Ryland Grace, do you think? Because that's the start of a...
There's a fun fact about that. But
tell me.
Like, and they talked about in the movie, it was called Project Hail Mary because Hail Mary is like a football play where you just kind of like launch the football and hope it catches. They go for a Hail Mary. But I think there is a reference and
but that's like the Catholic saying is like Hail Mary full of grace, and then they say the rest of it like the prayer.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, is Andy Weir Catholic or?
Yeah, so it is Hail Mary full of grace. Oh, you learn something new every day.
Clearly neither of us are Catholics.
Who? You know who would know it? That
the preacher from Knives Out.
Yep.
Yeah, we gotta call him up. He needs to be our Catholicism consultant.
I was watching something where they said Monsignor, and I was like, I know that term now.
We're Catholic by association, but so a big part of this movie is he, meets and teams up with this alien who he names Rocky, and they're both trying to save their planets. And they have a really cute friendship, and they both choose to save each other at different times. And I really like, there's like one point in the movie, and I'm not sure if it's in the book or not, I can't remember. But basically, Strand is her name, the one who's like in charge of everything, who Sandra plays. She's like, you need to figure out, you need to find someone to do this mission for. Because at least in the books, Grace is not married, and I think his family is like all passed away. So she's like, if you can't do it for planet Earth, like you need to think of someone to do this mission for. And I just think it's really cute because he becomes friends with Rocky, and he decides that like saving Rocky is worth it, and saving Rocky's planet is worth it. So yeah, I just really like their friendship. And my question to follow up with that is, if you were in Grace's position and I was Rocky, and like my ship's far away from yours, and you know that I'm going to die and my entire planet is going to die if you don't go back to save me, are you going to sacrifice returning to Earth to come save me, or are you not?
Well, okay, for starters, I don't like how you put you as Rocky. And
well, I wrote the questions. I get to do whatever I want.
Yes, of course I would save you.
Be
Katherine.
honest.
No, but I think I wouldn't be like, well, that was that. Have fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rocky. I think the part, and I think this honestly played a big part in Grace's decision too, was that like he didn't really have family like back. He wasn't really doing anything for anyone back on Earth, and so it wasn't like he was like in a hurry to see somebody like back on Earth. So that what made him kind of like being like, I gotta go get Rocky. But also I think it was also like kind of like the friendship and that he made, and that the fact that Rocky actually gave him some of the fuel, and so in which I don't know. I think it took Rocky maybe like 6 years or something to go back to his planet or something. But the fact that, Rocky helped saved him and help him get back home, I think I definitely would help. Yeah. I would help you if you were Rocky, allegedly. Yes. Would you help me?
Yes, I would like to think that I would. Yeah, I think so.
I would like to think that I would. It's giving that you wouldn't.
I would. I think, too, it helps that, like, he didn't think that he was making it back. Like, he had thought for months that it was a suicide mission. So I feel like he had kind of accepted it. But no, I would like to think that I would go save a friend because I love and care about you and would want your planet and your species to survive. But
it's also been some years too, right? Like he was in a coma for how many years? I
believe 10, maybe. It's a while. Maybe because it's more than Rocky, I believe. And actually, that brings up something that I did want to talk about. The one difference that I noticed from the movie to the book is the part about the coma in space and all of that. So in the book, there's a big plot point about how only certain humans can survive interstellar travel, like in an induced coma. Like there's only, I forget what the percentage is, but it's a very small percent of humans that have like a gene that allows them to survive that kind of thing. And so from the very beginning, there's already not a lot of people who could go on this space mission, and that's one of the big reasons why like Grace has to go on the mission, is that it happens the same way where there's a set of astronauts and two of them die in an explosion, and he has to go last minute. But I think in the book it just makes it a little bit more clear that it would be like pretty impossible to find a third person to go onto there, because it's like you have to find someone who has this gene that they can survive the trip. They have to be smart, like have this exact kind of like scientific mind that Grace has, and they have to be trained to be an astronaut, which is like obviously there's not a lot of people, or they have to be able to be trained to be an astronaut. So that was like the only part that I think they left out from the book that just like makes it more obvious why Grace has to do it, even though he doesn't want to.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. That's a long time. Yeah. I feel like also the amount of time that went by. Grace is like, my little students, they graduated, they're off to college. Yeah. He's like, why not? Or maybe he just really valued his friendship with Rocky.
So the end of the movie and the end of the book leave it kind of a mystery on whether Grace ever returns home to Earth. He goes and stays with Rocky on his planet, at least for a couple of years. He's there. He becomes a good teacher. He teaches the little alien kids, the little rockets. Do you think that he ever returns to Earth? Because the movie and the book both end with Rocky telling Grace, like, hey, we've built a ship that can make it back to Earth. Do you want to go back? And he says, like, let me think about it. So do you think he does or doesn't?
In my head, and I thought about this right after I watched the movie, I'm going to go with yes, because I believe Grace, like, is, like, longing for a significant other. So I think he's, like, in my head, there's a sequel. You know, he's in space, but he's like, I can't fall in love with any of these rockets. You know, he's like, I gotta go back. So I think that's my, that's my rom-com lover.
I was about to say the rom-comification. No, I like it.
And he has to go back. But no, I think that's like, I think like at a certain point, he's like, okay, like, something's missing here, and like I need to go back. Like I can't be here forever, you know.
Yeah. I can see it going either way, but
so in the book, do they not elaborate at all on like his family?
No,
did they? And you just don't remember?
Yeah, I just want to say that he like didn't have any siblings, and his parents have passed away. Like he doesn't have any immediate family. I'm like, maybe he has like distant family, but I believe it's like he doesn't have any siblings. His parents are passed, and then like he mentions like past girlfriends, but he doesn't have anyone like at the present moment.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
yeah.
So really calling for a rocket. I have to go back home. Because he's like, I can't. I hope he doesn't try to date a rocket. That'll be a little bit too much for my head.
Yeah, we don't need to go down that avenue. A little scary. I kind of think he stays on that planet. I don't know.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I think
because he's like sciencey.
Yeah, I think he seems to enjoy it. But I could also see him like turning like 60 and being like, I want to go back to like my home planet. I want to be back on Earth. So, but I like that they left it up. Like I like that they didn't, or Andy Weir didn't like make it a confirmed thing. So, But okay. Did you have a favorite character, a least favorite character? There's not that many characters, so.
Yeah. Honestly, my favorite character might be Rocky. I really liked him. I liked how he like that one part where Grace was like describing Rocky and how he was like, he tells me what to do, and then like how he like but she talks. I thought that was very funny. That was very cute. So yeah, I would say my favorite character was probably Rocky. I liked him. I liked him a lot. And then my least favorite character. Hmm. It's like I know this part is coming every single time, yet I still do not know an answer. And I always choose objects. I was gonna say the sun because it's or like the bacteria that's eating the sun.
Yeah.
Um,
You can choose that. I like that. It's a good answer.
no, maybe
The
Sandra
astrophage.
because she like really forced Ryan Gosling to get on that plane. She didn't give him a lot of options, and I understand that she was probably like under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we have to save the world, but like she really didn't give him any options.
So if you're her, you don't
See.
drug him.
See, once again, I don't think I would ever be in that position. So I don't know. Probably not. No. That's like drugging somebody.
I wouldn't have asked him to begin with. I would have said, shoop, put him on the chip.
It's like this is coming from someone who can like I can't even leave like a harsh comment on somebody's page, and you want me to drug somebody, Catherine?
Yeah.
It will hurt me. It will hurt me. Not very fruits of the spirit, you know.
Yeah. Well, not when the earth is dying. Same though. I think my favorite character is also Rocky. I just love Rocky. He's really cute.
Yeah.
He like makes fun of Grace a lot in the books and in this thing where he's like, that was a stupid idea, like bad idea, like I don't know why you're trying to say that. And then my least favorite character is probably okay, so the two astronauts that die, they were like never supposed to be in the same place at the same time because one of them's like the main one and then there's a backup, but the reason why they're in the same place is because they start being together, like they start becoming a couple and stuff, and so they're my least favorite character because if they hadn't been in the same space and they weren't supposed to be, they wouldn't have gotten blown up, and then Rylan would have never had to go to space. So I think they're my least favorite character.
Oh, like the ones. Interesting. Ah,
Yeah, they're not the ones who make the explosion. It's one of the other scientists. Like he's given too much of the astrophage to experiment with, but at least from what I remember in the book, like they're never supposed to be in the same building or same area, like as a backup.
yeah,
But they
that
were.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I saw a clip today. Actually, I know who posted this clip, and it makes me smile knowing who it is. But basically, it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was being asked. This is going to be a tangent. I'm sorry. Follow along with me, people.
Go ahead. I'm here.
So Neil deGrasse Tyson, he was asked, "Is there anything that you fear?" And he basically said that like that our government or our leadership does not adhere to like kind of like science. And then,
Yeah.
but he took it to, but he took it to say that like the scientific method, and he was like the scientific method, like is a methodal. It's our like way of figuring out what is true and what is false. And you know, like shout out to the scientists who were being like, bruh, like we can't have y'all in the same place because if we have y'all in the same place, then if something happens to this place, we don't have a replacement. So that just goes back to Neil deGrasse Tyson and the scientific method. And, you know, like, you know, they thought about this, like, you know, X and Z cannot be in the same place because, so.
Yeah. Another hot take from us. Trust science. Trust the scientists. Like, they know what they're doing.
The scientific method. Yeah. Yeah, I do the scientific method quite often, actually.
Oh, okay. Wow. Maybe you would be called then.
Yeah.
For Project Hail Mary. Okay, but so to wrap up, what is your letterboxd ranking of this movie, and where would you rank this movie on our list of movies seen so far?
All right, so to wrap it up, I did give it 4 stars. Overall, I liked it. It was a little heavy on the science for me, even though I just elaborated on the scientific method. But, you know, it was, and at some point I was like, all right, like, let's go home. Or, you know, let's get this astrophage. So I did give it 4 stars, but overall I generally liked it. And let's see, where would I rank it? I think I think for me it will be at number 6, so under Little Women,
Hmm.
but above Marty Supreme.
Sometimes I guess ahead of time where you're gonna put it, and that is exactly where I thought you were gonna put it.
I feel bad though, because like on my personal notes app, I think I put Send Help above it, and I'm going to fix that.
Mm.
But what about what? Not you guessing me. What about you, Catherine? Where would you put it on your list?
I am gonna rank this as number 3. So it's gonna be
Mm,
below Little Women, but above Nope. Because
okay.
yeah, I love sci-fi movies. I love the book. I loved this movie. Um, I understand that it's not for everybody. Like, I don't think I would like tell everybody to go see it or be like, "This is the
Mm-hmm.
best movie ever. Everybody's gonna love it." It is like a definitely a specific type of genre of movie, but no, I really liked
Mm-hmm.
it. I thought it was really funny. Um, I think I also am kind of biased towards movies that we see together because like just like when you have a good experience seeing the movie, I think it can like elevate it. And we saw it
Yeah.
on like the really big IMAX at AMC Lincoln
Mm-hmm.
Square. Um and we like got frozen yogurt beforehand, and it was just like a really good night. So
16
I think I know,
handles.
shout out, sponsor us. Um
Yes.
for real though. Side note, let's email them. Let's tell them to sponsor us. Like, I will advertise that on the pod. I will go get
I
me
would
some
count
and
to
hold
16.
it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Yeah. Also, like side note, they were advertising this, like the preview dropped for this movie a while ago, because I remember us watching a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, I remember we were watching a movie and you were like, I can't see it because it's going to
Yeah.
spoil it and I haven't finished a book. And I was like, it's coming out in March,
Mm-hmm.
Catherine. Like, you have some time. So.
In the trailer, they spoil the fact that he meets Rocky. Like, they spoil the fact that he meets an alien, which I don't understand because that doesn't happen for like a quarter of the way through the book, and that's not something you would know
Yeah.
ahead of time. So I was like, why are they spoiling
Yeah.
this? But yeah, they did drop the trailer.
It was kind of like the Colleen Hoover reminders of him where they spoil it knowing that her significant other died.
The thing about Colin Hoover is I always want to give him a try, but then you watch the trailer and you literally see everything that happens, and you're like, okay, well, I don't gotta see the movie now.
But I will be going to see that movie.
Yeah, I know you will. So, our next movie that we're going to be doing after this podcast is, I believe we decided on Ready or Not 2.
Yes. Ready or not,
Here I
here I
come.
come.
Which is very exciting. Josh is going to watch a sci fi movie and then a horror movie. This is like Jocelyn's Being
Okay.
Brave month. And I've said it on the pod now,
Hopefully
so we
it's
can't
not
take it
too
back.
horror.
It's
Hopefully
not.
it's not too horror.
It's thriller. It's thriller for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna catch the matinee on the middle of the day to go see
You'll
it.
be
I'm not gonna go
okay.
see it at night then.
Maybe go see it like if you're gonna have Bible study that night or something, or church. You know, if you need to like sandwich it between some holiness.
Okay, so I'm seeing it Sunday after church.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that one. Everybody can follow us on Instagram or TikTok at @alisters_pod. Our TikTok has been blowing up continuously. We have our faces on there
Yes.
together. Go follow it to see us have a reunion and hear the rest of our hot
Yeah.
takes on there. Or email us at moviesandyap@gmail.com. And that was Project Hail Mary. Thanks for going to see it with me,
Yeah.
Jocelyn.
Of course, I enjoyed it. I really did. I did. I did.
I know you did. And I enjoyed seeing it
did.
with you. But
Yes.
until then, we'll see everybody next week.
Mm.
Bye.